Hello everybody, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this Saturday, the 25th day of November 2025. It's being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. Also being brought to you by WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. Well, last week we talked about a big change, and while we're certainly feeling that in the western United States right now, it is colder, not only in the west, but a large part of the U.S. is really feeling a pretty big chill across the nation. Much colder temperatures and areas of snow moved into the northern and central Rockies, then into the southern Rockies and into the central and southern high plains. We're going to see some snow spread across some portions of the Midwest and the Great Lakes region. This is going to then lead into a generally quiet pattern later this weekend through the middle of next week. Just going to be chilly, but mostly dry in the west. However, in the Pacific Northwest and the far western states, mid to late next week, we're going to see increasing rain and snow chances again, as it looks like a very active pattern will be developing along the Pacific coast late next week and into the first couple of weeks of December, and certainly is looking more cold, more unsettled weather into the month of December for a lot of the nation. December could end up being a very active month of weather across the USA. Over the last week, we saw some precipitation over most of the nation. And when we update this map again, we're going to end up showing you quite a bit more in this area right here from the recent storm that is currently passing through the region. Same with the snowfall map. The snowfall map will have a lot more snow on it when it updates for you next week. Temperature-wise, this will also be a map that will look a lot different next week. This is the temperature anomaly from this past 7 days. So you can see that up until recently, when the colder weather hit, it was very warm during that third week in November. But this map will have a lot more blue on it when we show it to you next week. This is why we have an area of low pressure moving through the western United States here this weekend, opening the door to Canadian cold, as well as some areas of snow along the path of this low pressure system. So it is going to spread cold, this low pressure will, to the east. It will also spread cold to the south and east in the coming days, while high pressure temporarily brings fair and warmer weather for a short period of time to the west coast. However, by a week from today, by next Saturday, the jet stream straightens out, gets very strong, and sends another low pressure system into the west coast. In fact, there might be one right before this. So late next week and next weekend, wet weather for California, Washington, Oregon, and into the Great Basin, and maybe the Rockies is on the table, with generally a dry weather pattern for the first half of this new week coming on up. But this pattern, these very strong jet stream winds you see here, could be something that extends into early December, driving storms off the North Pacific into North America. Over the next week, you can see where the precipitation will be. This is the indication of moisture coming in late next week to the west coast. This is the current system moving through the Rockies and high plains at the moment. And you can see it will spread areas of rain and snow into the Great Lakes and the nation's midsection. There you can see the snow on the backside, on the colder side of that storm system as it heads east. Our next update will be next Saturday, the second day of December. Believe it or not, our next update will be in the month of December. Have a good week ahead and stay warm.